When you are in a position that you are a person that is aware of narcissistic tactics, narcissistic behaviors, and you can identify when a person isn't being genuine. When you are someone who can identify that a person is a narcissist, and I see this oftentimes on social media when a narcissist enters a room where the empath is like, I see you, I can see you, and this is how we typically see them. Like, we are able to see them. Some people are, at a place where they don't even have to hear a person speak and they can sense that a person is a narcissist. And I know it sounds crazy, but there are people who are actually gifted enough to be able to see these things without a person actually showing certain attributes about themselves, okay? And with that being said, when you are a person who has an ability to see these things, it is not necessary for you to necessarily share these things with other individuals, okay? Now, the thing is about it is when you are dealing with people who are in support of a narcissistic individual, the worst thing possible for you to do is to inform them that this person is in fact a narcissist, because people tend to be very aggressive when you're sharing certain things with them about a person. Number one is this is the reason why they feel aggressive towards it, because people typically don't like people to tell them something that they think that they already know about someone. There are a lot of people who are, very good when it comes to people in general. Like, they can identify certain things. But see, with the narcissist, this is a totally different thing. Okay, these are people that are under the radar. They appear to be normal people. They can relate to things socially and different things of that sort. So they fit in very well when it comes to certain people. Okay, and they, when you're dealing with people who think that they know people, they will become very offended when you say something about them as if you're belittling them. Like, oh, are you going to try to tell me that I don't know anything about people? Like, I know this person. They know this person, and they actually believe this thing. This is the reason why people can be in a friendship with a narcissistic individual for so many years, like decades, you guys, and they will never actually know that this person was in fact a narcissist. Yeah, they may think that this person is kind of, they kind of bit, a bit of a victim mentality. Maybe they're, a little bit insecure and different things of that sort. Maybe, everybody has issues, right? So they may not think too much about it, but then, this also raises an eyebrow in reference to who we are as an individual, because if we're not able to identify some of the attributes that is basically being presented to us, that this person is either a covert narcissist, overt narcissist, a malignant narcissist, a environmental narcissist, which they call a communal narcissist, a Christian narcissist, and different things of that sort. If we're not able to actually identify these things, it's typically because many of those attributes that they display are within us as well. So it's very hard to see something in another individual when you share those same attributes. So what tends to happen is, in many cases, when it comes to narcissistic individuals, is that when a person can identify, when you are someone, you in particular, okay, when you are someone who can identify these things, the worst thing possible for you to do is actually go to the narcissistic friend group and begin to tell them negative things about the narcissist. Number one, the first thing, what makes it not a good idea for you to do this thing is because of the fact that it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. If there's nothing that actually happened between you and a narcissistic individual, there is no need for you to share that information with other people. Everybody has to learn things on their own, okay? And then sometimes people are already aware of their behavior. The second thing is to understand this, is that if you are someone who has just entered a friend dynamic and they've been knowing the narcissist far longer than you have, and they're not going to tolerate you saying anything about a narcissist, even if you're coming with truth. Okay, there are a lot of people who don't want to hear truth. They can care less. Many of people, they benefit off narcissists, and they, rely on narcissists to help them out in life. Some people, they actually live with narcissists. Some people, they're family members to narcissists. They're co-workers to narcissists. They're church members. There are people that have been in long-term friendships, romantic relationships with, and different things of that sort. So they're not here for you, a stranger, coming to them, telling them, what you can perceive from the narcissist or what God told you, because a lot of people feel as if, when God shares something with you, that it's okay for you to share these things. God doesn't want us to share these things, and sometimes God wants us to protect ourselves from that individual. Okay? That's what God wants, because God knows that person is going to clash with you. This is the reason why he warns us to be careful of wolves in sheep clothing. Okay? Deceivers, narcissistic individuals, we go the other way immediately when we sense it, that there's something off with this person. And what tends to happen many times, the narcissist will be able to detect whether a person knows that they are in fact a narcissist. Okay? And there are some people who are self-aware narcissists, and then there are also people who have these attributes. And when they know that a person has a gift of discernment, they will do everything possible to discredit that person before anything gets out about them. Okay? So, what can you do as an individual? Let's first start with what not to do and the reason why you shouldn't do those things. Another thing is why you shouldn't tell people about the narcissist is that the narcissist is going to tell people that you're jealous of them. Okay, this is what they do. They create scenarios in order to make it look like you're jealous of them. And this is the reason why when you are in a certain position in life, you have to observe everything when you're dealing with manipulators. You have to look at things. What are these people benefiting from this narcissist? I had to learn this as a kid. What are my siblings benefiting? Number one is they're not going to get a spanking if they listen to my narcissistic mother. Okay, they don't want to deal with that stuff. Many people just come in agreement with things because of the fact that they're afraid. Maybe they feel a sense of loyalty. You know, maybe the narcissist has done really good things for them. They're not perfect, but you know how it is. Because the narcissist can be such a nasty person sometimes that when they do just little small nice things, it seems so major to people because of the fact that they're finally doing something good, you know? So you really don't know the nature of what they benefit from the narcissist. So if they're receiving something like money or something like that, if the narcissist is a person that helps them, you know, with their bills and different things of that sort, they are going to basically make it look as if you are jealous and envious of the narcissist. And they're going to believe it because you know why? What do you have? Now think about it. Let's go with a person sort of like a person. Let's go back to like the social climber, right? The social climber is an individual who wants to climb their social ladder. They want to be in certain rooms. They want to be accepted by certain people because of the fact that they're insecure. Okay. And I know this hurts. And some of you guys may also not want to do it, not because you're not necessarily insecure, but it could also be the fact that you aren't afforded certain opportunities for whatever that reason may be. Maybe somebody blackballed you. Maybe somebody, you know, sabotaged you in some kind of way. Maybe you're trying to get back on your feet, different things of that sort. So there can be many reasons why maybe you're unemployed. And you just want that opportunity. Maybe you have a business, you know, a business idea and different things of that sort that you want to kind of get that thing off the ground. These are reasons why you may be a social climber as well, because you have to be, in a sense, sociable. You know, I personally feel that people don't necessarily have to do that, even though, you know, society says that people do. I believe that if you are a person that truly has talent, if you're really good at what you do, you may have to socialize with people, of course, but you won't have to put in that extra effort, meaning that you won't have to do certain things that are very compromising for you to get in certain rooms and to have access to certain things. People who are very lazy in nature are the people that tend to do things like that. So if a person, you know, wants it the easy way in, they'll do easy things to get it. So when you are talking negative about a narcissist, they're going to think that you're jealous of the narcissist, okay? So when you are in situations where you are seen as less valuable than the narcissist, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to tell a person who the narcissist truly is, because time reveals all things. And sometimes you even, you know, you have to be very careful even when it comes to that, because oftentimes, you know, flying monkeys will get upset with you because of the fact that time revealed things. Some people feel as if when you speak about certain things and these things actually come true, that you're a know-it-all, and they get upset with you, and you're looking and you're like, wait a minute, you know, you're confused. Like, why is this person upset with me when I just simply wanted to inform them and let them know what kind of person that they're truly around before this person does something to hurt them. But that is not the way that they're going to perceive it. Some people like to walk around with blindfolds, you guys. Some people like to be in the illusion. They don't care. They want to be blind. There are some people where you will see a person literally about to walk off of a cliff because they're blindfolded, and you're trying to take the blindfold off them. They're literally trying to fight you. They will fight you like a dog to keep that blindfold on while going right over the cliff because they like it. I always believe, you know, when people are being played by a narcissist, it's typically because they want to be played. Come on, you guys, we've been there. We wanted to believe that the narcissist was a good person. We wanted to believe this. Because there's no way that a person could be this cruel, right? But this is where we go wrong at, by judging people based on the way that we view things in life, because they're not like us. And until you learn the mind of a narcissist and to understand that not everybody in this world is a good person. This is not a Disney movie. And even with Disney movies, it tells you that not everybody's a good person. To come to the realization that we live in a real world with real people with real serious issues. And to know that it is not okay for us to go around speaking negative about a person, even if they are a narcissist. When somebody desires to know certain things and they're open to it, that is when you have the space to speak freely with that person. But if they're not open to it, and you ought to be able to observe those things and to say, this person seems to be very passionate about this person, I'm not going to say anything. I'll allow this person to just, enjoy the ride. I'm a firm believer in minding my own business. It works for you. It keeps you at a place of peace in life. This is what you want. You want peace. Okay? So, I hope this message has been informative to you guys, and I will be back at a later date. Love you. Bye.